All right, up next we have Capricorn rising and sun. This Taurus new moon is happening on May 7th in your fifth house. And I'm really seeing this new moon as a powerful moon for manifestation. If you haven't watched the overview, I definitely recommend checking that out so you understand the context of what this is about. But basically, I feel like you guys are going to be manifesting something that brings you a lot more joy. This could be some kind of new relationship, a new creative project. This could be some improving in your relationship with your children if you have children, or doing fun things like going on a trip. But there is an energy here where it's not just about manifesting these things, it's also about doing it in a different way, because this new moon is conjunct Uranus and Jupiter and Venus, which brings a lot of creative kind of unique energy to the table, where we're being asked to look at or shake up the energy within which we go about manifesting this kind of creative expression with the fifth house, or this joy, or this new hobby, or this new trip, or this new relationship, or this aspect with your children. It's like, how do we go about those things normally, and can we try something else? Can we try something unique? Can we think outside of the box and just give ourselves like a new kind of lease on life in a way? The cards I got for you are like totally different, but we'll go over those in a second. So generally, the fifth house is very positive. It feels very uplifting. Again, it's the house of our creative self-expression. So we usually feel like a lot more alive and engaged when we have a new moon in this area, especially because, again, we can meet new people and go out, and it tends to be a little bit more social. And that could be the case, especially here with it making a sextile to Saturn in the third house. We could be really working on our mindset and our communication. Maybe we could be trying to put ourselves out there more, maybe going on dates, or going to meet new friends, or going to these different outings or meetings. There's this kind of this need to put effort into wherever Saturn is, and Saturn being in your third house, we need to put effort into our socialization and our connection to our community, our neighborhood. Saturn is also in the third house, asking us to work on the quality of our mind. So maybe before we could have inhibited our growth and learning process because of our own self-doubt. And this could be a time where we start to improve that. Or with Saturn here, we could start to really dedicate ourselves to learn something new, and invest into something new that can really help us kind of gain traction in some area of our life that we really want. So maybe you take a course on parenting, or you start to learn how to do calligraphy, and that helps like a hobby that you're interested in. So there's a general sense of expanding your knowledge by either communicating with people, getting to know people, and making some kind of network connections, or by learning, actually like reading, writing, going online, but also just learning from actual teachers and things of that nature that can help you kind of grow into some area into any area that this fifth house is talking about, like I mentioned at the start of the video. So ultimately, I feel like one of the things that is important, though, that is a little bit more uncomfortable about this new moon, is that Mercury and Chiron and the North Node are together in Aries in your fourth house. And so when Mercury and Chiron come together, it's kind of like the quality of our mind really starts to deteriorate a little bit. We can get more anxious, especially in Aries, which is very much activating the adrenals. We can get stressed. We can feel like we're a little bit more overthinking. And I feel like this is coming out with this being in the fourth house. It can make you feel like a lot more cautious, because the fourth house has that very Cancerian energy. It's the area of our home where we can kind of put up walls. We can hide behind our walls of our home. We can not want to go out, or not want to spend money, or not want to emotionally put ourselves out there and take certain emotional risks or relational risks. And so I feel like there's things that could come up in that regard, where you could feel a little bit more sensitive, overstimulated, nervous, anxious, overthink things. This could also bring up issues with your family, things from the past with your family that you are sensitive about, that does impact you socially or emotionally in your life. And I just feel like with this Four of Pentacles, I just feel like you're a little bit maybe more guarded with this energy, or like you're really, just like a little bit more defensive in a way. And I think that this new moon is ultimately trying to help you heal this part of yourself and come more into that open, kind of gregarious, positive, getting out there in the world, improving your relationships, feeling more confident and showing who you are. That's the kind of energy I feel like you're moving into, and you're moving away from maybe this more kind of cloistered, wintry type of energy where we're just kind of protecting ourselves. I literally pulled the cave. I feel like you guys have maybe literally like been in this cave, like this hibernation period where you've been really, processing a lot mentally and emotionally. Maybe you're going through a lot as a soul, as a person in this phase of your life. And maybe it's time for the ice to start to thaw and for things to come into spring, into summer, like we are in the United States, at least. And so ultimately, I feel like you guys are coming out of that and you're coming into like a brighter, more vibrant time. And things are going to start to look up with this Wheel of Fortune card. Things that have felt like they were down, like they've been getting, just making you feel maybe insecure or making you feel sad, or things from the past that could have happened coming back up or getting triggered by events. Like I really see those things being put to rest with this Wheel of Fortune card, and you truly turning over this new leaf of vibrancy, of optimism, of confidence, and kind of getting out of this maybe self-protective energy. You might still feel it at the time of this new moon. I don't see us like immediately manifesting this state of joy and immediately manifesting all these beautiful things. I think we're carrying over some lingering energy from this, and having patience with ourselves, I think, is super important. Having patience for you to turn over a new energetic and emotional leaf, basically, instead of just expecting yourself to just be there already. I also pulled this 5 of Wands. So maybe this could have been what is leaving your life. You could have had some kind of conflict with your loved ones, with family. You could have had some anxiety in yourself, like conflicting parts of yourself, like I want to do this or I want to do that. I don't know. Where you're kind of pulling yourself in many directions, or maybe you have many different things that you're trying to do at once and it's overwhelming you. But there's this idea that things have maybe been a little bit more chaotic, a little bit more just stressful. And I feel like you have been really desiring stillness and desiring to take a reprieve, take a step back from life, kind of go within. And I think that ultimately that has served you. And now you're maybe starting to come out of that energy. So you're all going to be at a different place along your journey. And I think, again, this Taurus new moon doesn't feel like the destination. It feels like very much a process, moving in the right direction. But I think ultimately you guys are going to notice some progress, and it's going to, I think, help uplift you in a lot of ways, especially with, Jupiter being in your 5th house. This can be very, very uplifting energy, very creative energy as well. You might feel like you're just attracted to like new endeavors. Like, it's like literally when the spring comes, winter melts, people start going outside, they start trying new things, start meeting new people. That's literally the exact imagery that I'm getting for you guys. Okay. Pulling one more card. I got the Bone. Stable, reliable, unyielding, and inflexible. Dependable with a strong work ethic and disciplined and regimented approach to all aspects of life. That's very Capricorn, very Saturnian. Although at times you can give the impression of being inflexible and uncompromising. What does not bend runs the risk of breaking. You may benefit from being softer and more easygoing at times. Relinquish control. Yeah, I think that's part of the defense mechanism of Saturnian people or Capricorn people, is that they can become a little bit more controlling or rigid. They want things to be a certain way, and they can be very focused on, again, being productive, hardworking, like this card was saying. And I think that you guys have maybe been very responsible, and now it's time to just like ease up a bit and go out and be social and kind of start to focus the energy a little bit more outside of you. Not on goals and objectives, but on just like, what is it like to enjoy life and to connect with people, and not always try to fix yourself or get better or make your life better and achieve these things. It's like, what if you made your life better simply by enjoying life more? And that's a common message that I have for my Capricorns, but I think that's definitely coming up at the time of this new moon. So that's what I have for you, Capricorn. Before you hop off, I wanted to let you know I'm having 2 new offerings, one for medical astrology, another for fertility astrology. So if you're interested in learning about the best times to get pregnant, if you're wanting to have a kid, or if you're trying to heal something physically and you want the help of astrology, you can check that out down below at cosmicclarity.astrology.com. If you enjoyed this reading, if anything you want to share, I'd love to hear your comments down below. Please also don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, and have a beautiful day. Bye.